My name is Gemma's Journey Grace. I walk this world in my own pace. I see the colors others miss. I've got a heart you can't dismiss. Some days are loud, some days are bright, but every step I take is mine. I shine my truth in every space. This is Gemma's Journey Grace. I live with autism, and that's my power. I rise up stronger every hour. Don't need your perfect, don't need your doubt. I know who I am, and I'm standing proud. I'm finding my rhythm, my voice, my place. This is Gemma's journey, this is my grace. You might not see what's in my mind, but there's a world of stars behind. I feel the music in the air, I feel the love that's always there. My story's written in my way, no rules to how I shine today. I'm on a path I'm meant to chase. Call me Gemma's Journey Grace. I live with autism, and that's my power. I rise up stronger every hour. Don't need your perfect, don't need your doubt. I know who I am, and I'm standing proud. I'm finding my rhythm, my voice, my place. This is Gemma's journey, this is my grace. Every challenge, every fight, I keep on moving toward the light. My heart is steady, my dream is clear. I'm not alone, I'm still right here. I live with autism, and that's my power. I grow more fearless every hour. I'm writing my story line by line. This journey's tough, but it's all mine. I'm finding my rhythm, my voice, my place. I'm Gemma's Journey. I am great.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well for this Thursday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I'm going to be talking about co-production work that I do with the local Ipswich hospital here in my hometown, and the learning disability and autism specialist nurse Roger Blake, who I have known for many years now. Nearly 11 years I think I've known Roger, that I've been working with him. So what we do is we do some autism and learning disability work via Microsoft Teams, or sometimes when I'm at events in the learning disability and autism community, I will see him. He'll either be a speaker or a guest, or he'll just be attending it as a delegate, and I will be attending it as a delegate, and we often collaborate and work together on pieces of legislation work or pieces of work for medical professionals that to help make their workload easier when communicating and interacting with people who have learning disabilities or autism spectrum disorder or autism spectrum condition, however you like to identify it. But me and Roger have been working together now for, like I said, nearly 11 years, and I wouldn't wish anyone better to work with. Roger is a blessing. He's a really special guy, really polite, funny, makes me laugh, makes me feel wanted, accepted, values me, my input, values me for my autism, values me for my knowledge and my communication. He often helps me to communicate when I get in a bit of a muddle, or if I get into a bit of a I'm like, nah, don't know what I'm doing, and he's like, Gemma, it's good, it's fine, take a breather, think about it. And he often helps me to reflect on what I'm doing, what I'm standing for, what I'm talking about. And recently we were together at a event for a learning disability and autism NHS meeting, which is a National Health Service meeting, and it went really well. It was quite a long day, it was quite overstimulating for me, but me and Roger worked together in little bits, and we talked and we discussed some future training events that I'm going to be attending with him on a Microsoft Teams call. And I've been doing these Microsoft Teams calls now, gosh, yeah, I must be doing them for at least 9-10 years, I think. I previously did face-to-face teachings when I actually went up to the hospital, and I was in the classroom doing them. Before the COVID lockdown hit, I was doing them at the hospital and actually doing face-to-face interactions in person, but that obviously stopped once lockdown, and still we do it over Microsoft Teams because obviously a lot of people's schedules are different. His schedule's different, my schedule may be different, the professional schedules may be different, so we do it over Microsoft Teams as it's easy to communicate with a wider range of people. And I really value that. I really value the time he puts into me, the effort he puts into me, the respect he puts into me, and really values what I stand for, what I do. And each time it's different. I have different questions asked to me, I have different statements put towards me, and I think that challenges me and helps me to better effectively communicate. And I really like the way that Roger invites me. He'll send me a link via email, and then I click that link. Usually I think I join the call around lunchtime, and I'm on there usually for about half hour, 45 minutes sometimes. And I just talk my knowledge, I share my journey, my experiences of how to interact with someone on the autism spectrum, and to help the professionals learn how it is when accessing healthcare establishments, healthcare facilities, whether it's an inpatient setting, outpatient setting, a day clinic setting, an accident emergency setting, whether that's a inpatient ward or whether it's an outpatient clinic. I help to instruct them, and it's not just about that, it's about the food issue. So if you happen to be an inpatient, about what type of food and drink is acceptable, and sensory issues with food, whether it's lumpy or smelly or things like that, can be a unwelcome distraction for a lot of us on the autistic spectrum. And also about if we do become an inpatient, about having a side room away from all the noise and away from all the hustle and bustle of the nursing equipment, away from people who are often being admitted for procedures or have been admitted as a walk-in or are awaiting surgery or whatnot. So it's again to make sure that people with learning disabilities and autism are best communicated with and best looked after, whether they have a health passport or not, or a autism alert card or not, or an autism passport or not, because some patients may not take their passports with them, or any form of disability lanyard or anything. So you may have to ask the person if they have anything with them, or ask the family members who are looking after them if they actually are carrying anything with them. So whether that's an ID card, a hospital passport, a health passport, whether it's a bit of jewellery saying autism, learning disability, epilepsy, etc. It can be anything within that neurodiverse label that this person may have, that this individual may have. So you have to take into account that a lot of people with autism, learning disabilities and other neurodiverse conditions may not be as forthcoming or be able to verbalise what they're trying to say, or they may not be able to verbalise the pain or the area of pain that they've got, or the injury that they've got, or the high temperature they may have. Again, because when we're in that kind of situation, we aren't able to communicate effectively or verbally where our pain is, or where the pain is coming from, or why we've got the pain, and it can be really hard to effectively communicate. So I understand the difficulty with NHS professionals and me and doctors and potentially my caregivers or my parents or anything, because you have to go from one person to the other. So again, that can be really difficult. So I do understand and respect that. Also, I want to talk about the hospital environment not being practical for a lot of people with learning disabilities and autism, because it's noisy, it's smelly, there's a lot of people, it's crowded, it's overstimulating, it can cause a real lot of shutdowns, it can cause the patient to withdraw from treatment, it can cause the patient to not verbally want to communicate, it can cause the person to stop eating or restricted eating. And again, that can be something you need to verbally process with the ward staff, nursing staff, catering staff, anyone that is in charge of their care. It's another thing you may need to consider. Lighting is another thing, because I hate bright lights. It just drives me nuts. Again, so it can be something like that. Would be or keeping, if they're in a side room, keeping the little blinds in the room closed, or making sure they have comforts like headphones or earphones or fidget toys with them if they get a bit overstimulated and anxious, because that will help to reduce their sensory sensitivity while being in the hospital environment. Also want to talk about being out in public with Roger. I've done a lot of trainings with him in the past where we've done talks at the local conference centre at Kesgrave. We've done a lot of other events in the past that I have to try and recap my head about, but yeah, we've done a lot of work together, and I think the work that me and him do is crucial because it helps to improve the local communication between like local politicians, healthcare staff, medical staff that are new into the field of autism and learning disabilities. It's important to make sure we get our voices heard and our knowledge heard, and the fact that he has decades upon decades upon decades of experience. Unlike me, I am someone who is newly in the autism and learning disability field. I've been doing this for like 10 years. I've been diagnosed 13 years, so it's still a whole new situation to me, but I'm really, really thankful that, you know, Roger has me to do these talks with him, helps me to understand myself, helps me to better effectively communicate. He really values what I have to say. And also, I really understand that obviously I have to be careful what I say and the way that I say it because of confidentiality and data protection. But again, this is all my own experience. I'm not mentioning any names or people because that's not the right thing to do. But I really do appreciate what Roger helps me to do, because without him supporting me, encouraging me, inspiring me, challenging me to help me better communicate, I don't think I'd be doing a lot of this healthcare work that he's got me involved in. I am actually part of the Learning Disability and Autism Action Group, LDAG for short, and we haven't done that for quite a while now, but I am part of the Learning Disability and Autism Action Group, LDAG, which stands for People with Learning Disabilities and Autism, where we sit with other professionals to, you know, talk about strategies, coping techniques, things that will help staff to better communicate with us and our families, or if we're by ourselves, and communicate with us directly. And we've talked about hospital passports, alert cards, things like that. We've talked about dietary requirements. We've talked about, you know, what happens if we become an inpatient, triage, etc. We've talked about how to support people who are going through the hospital, particularly whether it's getting bloods done, getting eye checks, getting things like dentist checks. You know, it's very, very overstimulating. A hospital environment is not the most easiest or practical thing for us to be in that environment, and over the years I've learned to really speak my mind, speak up for myself, and me and Roger have done so much work together about making easy read materials. We've written out pieces of information, we've spoken to other hospital staff members who have taken it on board and used it in their clinics, departments to make it more accessible and friendly for disabled people and neurodivergent people. I think this is a good step forward. I think we still have a lot more that we need to do, and there's a lot more action we need to be taking. I do look forward to doing more LDAG meetings in the future to see what we can do to improve the hospital facilities as a whole, and to increase the disability awareness in the hospital and on the outside of the hospital. And yeah, I've just had the last 10-11 years getting to know him and working alongside him, and we've become very, very good friends with each other. You know, he tells some jokes, he makes me laugh, we have an incredible banter relationship, it's funny, he's very respectable, and, you know, I know he supports me 100%, I know he understands me 100%, and I couldn't think of a better person to work with. I adore Roger, I think he's fantastic. I really do feel blessed he has me on board to work with him, and has involved me in so many meetings I've lost count, but I do feel really special that my knowledge is being used, and it's been inspired to help staff communicate better. It inspires me to do better, think better, act better, speak better. You know, I'm still not 100% on the eye contact thing, so as you can probably see I'm a little bit fidgety on this video, but I hope you've understood what I was trying to say. And yeah, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.